Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to talk about different ways to spend 86 million pounds that Man United spent on the guy who does cool spins with the ball. First of all, for around 2 million pounds, you could buy the Arsenal Fan TV YouTube channel and delete it. This purchase alone would make a bigger impact on the world and society overall than buying Anthony. Next, you could go to the Arsenal site, buy all the tickets for one of their matches, and make them play in the empty stadium. This would be quite fun and cost around 3,600,000 pounds. Next, you could improve your karma by feeding a random Nigerian village with 1,000 citizens for a year, which would cost around 1 million pounds. And also build 100 wells in different nations in Africa for another 1 million pounds. You could also make a song and buy a feature with Drake. Even though Drake might not be able to save the song from failure, it would still be cool to have a song with Drake. This would cost 1 million pounds. You could also feature in Avengers Endgame. It might be no more than 10 seconds, but you would be in a historic movie, which is cool. This would cost another 1 million pounds. You could arrange a revenge match between McGregor and Khabib. A real MMA fight would be quite expensive, so you could have them pillow fight instead. It would be less expensive and no less entertaining, costing around 5 million pounds. You could go on a group date with Rihanna, Margot Robbie and Dua Lipa. While it would probably be awkward and they might leave after 10 minutes, it would still be cool to date 3 of the most wanted women in the world at the same time. This would cost around 5 million pounds. Next, you could have Drake and Kendrick Lamar roast and diss each other in your home studio. This would be very entertaining to watch, although there is a chance that Drake might start crying, and you would need to calm him down. This would cost around 10 million pounds. You could create a Sunday League team and make Sam Allardyce your manager for a year. Results are not guaranteed, but at least you would never be relegated from the league. This would cost 1 million pounds. You could also hire Fabrizio Romano to make a
Here we go.
announcements for every transfer or important news. This would cost an additional 10k a year. If you have such money, you need a corresponding house, so you could recreate the Batcave from the Dark Knight movie. It might look simpler, and you might look more like a caveman rather than a billionaire philanthropist, but it would still be cool to have a Batcave and a Batmobile. This would cost around 10 million pounds. You could pay J.K. Rowling to write a book about yourself. While the book might not be that fascinating and most likely no one would buy it except your mom, it would still be cool to have a book written about you by J.K. Rowling. This would cost around 3 million pounds. Next, you could hire David Goggins as your personal fitness coach for a month. There is a high chance you would probably die after the first day, but if you somehow survived, you would become a completely different human. This would cost around 1 million pounds. You could hire Gerhard Richter to draw your autoportrait. Even if you think your face isn't that great, I'm sure he would be able to draw it well, so it would be a cool thing to have at home. This would cost 3 million pounds. You could create a fashion brand or line, buy a place in Paris Fashion Week, and make a walk on stage in your brand clothes. Even after a walk on such a big stage, most likely no one would want to buy your clothes, but it would still be cool to walk in Paris Fashion Week. This would cost 1 million pounds. You could hire Cristiano Ronaldo for an hour to teach you his free kick technique. There is a chance that after you learn his technique, you will never score a free kick, but it would still be cool to know how to shoot like Ronaldo. This would cost 1 million pounds. Next, you could feel like Mr. Beast and buy an island somewhere in Ireland, and make 100 random people survive on it for 1 month, with the winner getting 1 million pounds. Overall, such entertainment would cost around 3 million pounds. You could buy 1 million bottles of Prime and pour them all down the drain. This would gain a lot of hype and free attention from Logan Paul and KSI. This would cost around 2 million pounds. You could create an endless game in which Tottenham players are running for a title. I don't think this game would cost much, let's say it would be 1 million pounds. You could have a Royal Rumble in your garden and call John Cena, Undertaker and 10 other WWE superstars to compete for your title. This would cost around 3 million pounds. You could buy a train and customize it into... This purchase is only to stand out from others who have different rich transports such as jets or yachts. It would cost another 1 million pounds. That's all, only 60 pounds if you round up that we spent. We need to make a bit more global purchases if we want to reach 86 million pounds. So you could possibly buy a town. Yes, a town in Nevada named Kalnevari. It might be a bit useless purchase, but it would be cool saying to people that you own a town.
I own the place.
This would cost 8 million pounds. Finally, it would be dumb to have 86 million pounds and not buy a jet. So we will buy a jet and of course customize it. This would cost 17 million, making a total of 85 million pounds. With the last million, you could buy a Tesla Cybertruck and make it a petrol car. Buy Jamal Musiala from Chelsea in 2019. Buy a Toyota Celica and customize it and modify it to look like a Lightning McQueen. And at the end, buy the United Ray account on X and finally change his avatar. That's it. A list of things you could do for 86 million pounds, which I think is more sensible waste of money than buying a spinner guy. Leave a comment on how you would spend 86 million pounds. For today, that's all. See you soon.